Mind Control's got to route harder than he ever has before.
He's trying.
He's trying.
The TPs are putting back.
Doesn't really have the right click build for sort of routing, so it's not as quick as it could be. But he's drawing their attention away from mid. See mid as well. SRF being gone on, gets swapped back. They have managed to sort of take them apart. Mind Control gets able to get the BKB and the TP out. Back towards mid, SRF. He's going to go down a second time, but he's got the Aegis. He's ready to fight once more. Killing the Liquid's army surrounding them. Hex comes down, SRF. He's gone.
The Axe.
The Axe Wraith. He's got 7 seconds of glory to fight from the grave. Aggressive. Reaper's side. Won't get the kill on Matuma Man, but the right clicks will. Matuma Man does have buyback. XXS charging down Kuro. Another concoction. The Sprout from Mind Control keeping Kuro safe. Matuma Man buys back. Aggressive. Shroud 25 seconds till he has the Reaper side back up again. But the mid racks will get cleaned up. IG. The second melee racks and the range racks mid. Those head straight towards bottom. Still 30 seconds without Miracle. Could have been more painful. Aggressive didn't get the kill with the Reaper side, so Liquid are going to be fortunate in that sense. It's not the extended death timer for Miracle. He is back in less than 20. Mid lane. The Treants. The little weird...
They can't do it.
Anemone
It's
things.
backdoor for now still. The top is pushing in though, and now Mind Control will be able to go for the backdoor. But their bottom racks...
Success. He's going to get stunned. He's going to get swapped back. XXS. He's going to get forced down. He's got the grab fight again for both with the save. Reaper's side. Down to Kuroki. Kuroki's still alive for now. He's trying to get back. He's got buyback available and he'll get straight back in. GH with the BKB. Mind Control sprouts down as XXS controlling it, but XXS of the BKB trying to get the concoction out and Zombie can't. Miracle with his own BKB. The damage isn't enough. The punch slowing down Miracle turns with a Hex. There's going to be buybacks from both Baboka and Aggressive. Looking to get back in the concoction. Onto Miracle down for 90 seconds. IG back onto the racks. The life drain forcing back Kuroki. Then put the control. XXS. The Mantra's down with the familiar stuns. Holding him down again. Baboka. The Glimmer King. They don't see him. They've got the detection down. The Sentry Ward is enough for the Solar Subs to come in, but the buyback's there. He's ready to TP straight back into the fight. XXS Q trying to go in onto Kuroki. GH. Wait for Terra. Sprout from Mind Control. Holds Q down. He's out. He's got 7 seconds with that rave time. He's not using it. He doesn't know the axe, but it doesn't matter because there's 3 dead on Liquid. None with buyback available, only Mind Control left in the game. He's trying for the all-in tier 4 push.
He's trying his best.
He brought a refresher up so he could get up here in time.
Kuro buys boots of travel.
He's all going in. The tier 4s, can they really push faster than IG's lineup? Maybe they can. They've taken 1 tier 4. TPs are going to have to come back. Liquid are forcing IG back to defend. Mind Control BKB, the pop. They pop Baboka. Mind Control versus Aggressive. He's trying to find that tier 4 tower. Has to be careful. Meanwhile, back at base, the Brax, the Ancient is in trouble. They're all dead on Liquid. IG are onto the Ancient.
Oh my.
And GG is called. IG will take game 1 against Team Liquid. And in fantastic style as well. The XXS Alchemist ruling the game.
He played so well.
Oh my god, what a game. IG, they take that one eventually. That was absolutely amazing. And the Dota doesn't stop. We're going to throw you over now to Stream A, where Fnatic and Mineski are entering into the 70th minute. Madness on Stream A.
Net worth lead for Fnatic, but now it's 31,000 into the favor of Mineski.
Oh man, if there was ever a time where they needed a Treant Aghanim Scepter, it's going to be now. Because they are faced with the Megas, and it's a long ways away. They do not have a Tinker on their team. They don't have the best AoE in general. I mean, you got a Maelstrom Wind Ranger. I guess the core Wyvern kind of helps, but Splinter Blast can only do so much.
I mean, if there's one thing, at least you're going to have more targets to stun with your Splinter Blast because there's going to be creeps in your base. Game is hard.
Positive thinking.
That's right. Oh man, and just look at that graph, the drop off. I mean,
the graph, the buybacks. I mean, Tinker, Wraith King, only ones in the game that have it. Everybody 25 except Ninja Boogie. He's slowly getting there.
What a game. And buyback status for the Dire. They do only have it on Tinker and Wraith King. So I would imagine that we're going to see Mineski wait it out for the other 3 heroes since it's only a minute and a half away. And I mean, on the one hand, you do still have Fnatic that are keeping control of these creep waves fairly well.
For now.
For now.
Once these Dire heroes all start spawning, and oh, the Aghanim Scepter purchased by Ninja Boogie. You know, I had questions about this, and I was like, this won't become relevant because when am I going to see a Wraith King and an Avenge in a super late game? But I want to see all these interactions between her illusions and then Wraith King illusions and then her Aghanim Scepter. I don't know in what order this thing goes.
Yeah.
But I look forward to it. So Ninja Boogie, why don't you show us?
It is the AoE living armor that the tree took also.
Oh,
Everybody level 25 at this point. Venge, Magic Missile, Pearson, Spell Immunity. All good things on these heroes as they are maxed out 71 minutes into this. It's the longest game so far, I believe, at the TI group stages. Unless there's been something happening in one of the
That's
other
true.
ones
Who
next to
knows
us.
what's going on over there?
As they get ready to walk down a lane. Still another couple of minutes until the buybacks are back. Only a couple of seconds, really.
Yeah. Everyone just kind of crowded in here, and I don't know how Fnatic fight their way out of this base. It is going to be so difficult. All they can really hope for is Mineski making mistakes and trying to close out the game, going for buybacks that turn into diebacks, and suddenly there's a 5-man rush down mid. Those are your victories versus Mega Creeps for the most part. Unless you have this Medusa or this Tinker or someone that can handle these waves, an Ember Spirit, they're not well equipped for this in the slightest.
And I mean, what a storyline, too, that Moon able to do this, pull the game back by having to go Manta Radiance on a Tinker. Like, it's just unbelievable that his entire team able to keep him alive throughout all those engagements.
And I mean, really, the surprise play, the trick play of bringing the Fountain into the game off the bench, tagging it in at the most important moment to deal with this Huskar, that was the true gem of the Mineski strats, I would say.
I would say so, too.
No one saw that coming.
You know, one other thing that we should mention about that Aghanim Scepter with Ninja Boogie is it's also the cooldown on swap, down to just 10 seconds.
Yep. Swap, swap, swap.
Unbelievable initiation, and then on top of that, the illusion that gets created afterwards as...
Oh, he can reach Envy. Oh,
Potential
okay, Envy just
assault.
blinks in. Says, all right, go ahead.
A lot of damage out there. They find the stun onto the Huskar, take down Envy right at the get-go. No buyback for this guy at all. Huskar also going to be isolated, going to be swapped back in, going to get the BKB off before the Nullifier is able to connect onto him. He needs to take down any of these heroes at all. Moon finally starting to fall down low, but it does look like finally Huskar will fall. He buys back. They need him alive if they want any hope at all of staying in this one, as that is going to be the first death of the Wraith King. Wraith Fire Blast gets thrown out by absolutely everybody. They're still holding on for the moment. These buildings getting tree armored up, but Fnatic don't really have a great answer. There's the jump forward. They take down Jabs. Nice play by Fnatic, holding on for the moment as well as they try and kill off Pylai Die. A power shot through. DJ doing what he can. They're losing a couple of these heroes, but Wraith King is there as well.
Paladai is just throwing these heals onto the tower as he goes down. Glyph now used. Tinker Manta's punching buildings. This game has reached full chaos mode.
They're just hoping to hold on a little bit longer, but the first of the tier 4s is going to fall.
Circling the tower.
The power shot, they managed to kill off the Vengeful Spirit. TJ somehow up there in the top, but they do have the illusion. Shackle not quite going to land as Tinker was a little bit late in blinking forward for that one, and Abed somehow still holding on. They're in this game, if only by a sliver, but it might only be a couple more seconds.
Envy's going to try the distraction tactics again here.
They have the Tinker. They killed off. No, okay, that was the
dead.
That was a Pugna.
That was a buyback. These are those diebacks you need.
The Ancient is still alive. Abed, he's chasing down this Wraith King, and they're able to get the mute, but Abed finds the kill. All of Fnatic is back alive again. This is starting to get really scary for them as they find the Reaper Scythe and the kill.
How long was he dead for? Jab
They
still
hold.
gets the kill.
Fnatic hold.
It was costly. They lost both tier 4s. I mean, it cost a Pugna buyback, sure. But I don't know if they can get back outside their base to do anything because they need to go really deep to catch Moon. You know, he's barely going to like go past the river, honestly, at this point.
Yeah. But if there was a way, this would be how it starts. DJ has to be on the hunt. This is what he does now at this point forward.
As you can see here, that Nether Ward did about 799 magical damage to the Necrophos because he was dead for like 20 seconds at that point, and suddenly he kills Envy. A little bit rough considering that Ice was probably dead anyway, but that's life.
I can't believe this game is still going on. Thought it's been over like 4 separate times.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh my God, look at DJ. He is going into the fountain right now, prepping for the Tinker. Are you kidding me? Do they have a scan? They do have a scan available. He's waiting for him to come back in here. Oh my God, if DJ could pull this off.
I'm not sure what his end goal is.
I guess hexing him or something? No, he doesn't have a hex. The hex into kill?
I don't think so. A bold play, Cotton, but I'm not so sure. Just getting some aggressive wards down.
In their fountain?
I mean, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I guess so. He just ran the whole length of the map. You got to take that.
Oh, now we're talking. Okay, now I see.
That's a really good kill. If they can take down this Vengeful Spirit, the Hex is there. And that will be a dead hero. Mushi shows up.
Oh, there's a lot of TPs coming through. Dust will not connect. No blink first.
DJ single-handedly holding on to this game.
That was at the best.
Abed feeling a little bit of excitement as well about the plays that are being made here by his buddy Mr. DJ. God, and they're holding on inside of their base. They need to get, they have Eyes in the Forest down as well now through Tree and Protector.
Oh, he actually got it?
He got his Ags.
Wow. Pie-light eye.
So
what
if
a
they
legend.
can find this Tinker. I actually can't believe I'm saying this, but I feel like there's a way that Fnatic could win this. If they can find and kill this Tinker.
All right, but right now, Pugna's the only one missing buyback.
Right.
That's the major problem. They're going to kill this Roche, they're going to go into the base, and they're probably going to lose. DJ, looks like he'll be okay.
They still have this Venge illusion that can just walk around the entire time.
They need some serious, like, Sam Fisher tactics going on right now. Like, complete Splinter Cell, super sneaky, DJ and Universe finding solo kills like they did on the Vengeful Spirit. That's their best hope.
Yeah. Well, and I guess then for Mineski, the only thing they really need to do is make sure they're staying together.
Yeah, this Venge is hilarious.
It's really cool, because you mainly just need it for, like, the swap defensive stuff, or I guess aggressive, and it's going to be alive until Venge is back up. Bottom lane, Moon is there. They have the Eyes in the Forest for him. They're able to catch him. He's rooted. He's in trouble. They brought absolutely everybody, and that's dead for 145 seconds. He does have buyback.
Now, that's the question. Do you pop it instantly, or do you wait?
A lot of questions. I don't have the answer.
Because if you pop it instantly, you feel better fighting Roche. But if you save it, then you can just wait to time it up with your Pugna, and then you're both going to have buyback. But that also means you're going to allow the buybacks to come back for the side of Fnatic.
Swap in. They found DJ. He's hexed through the spell immunity, and that is the strength of that talent.
Oh, it's a big kill. Now Abed. Oh, DJ, you might want to buy back here. This looks like a real fight.
They're looking for it now. They have the opening already onto Pugna. A lot of damage coming in. Abed able to catch him. He's stunned. He's caught for the moment.
Moon
the Tinker
commits.
does buy back. If this fight goes poorly for Mineski, they potentially could lose it, but they lost Abed. 2 minutes. He's away, but they do take down the bench. Yet again, swap back in onto Envy. Mushi's still alive for the moment as well, but he has very little mana here, and they have been able to find that follow-up Hex, but they find themselves yet another kill. Wyvern dead for 2 minutes, buys back immediately as well.
The synergy there. You become the Wraith first, and then the Wraith ends, and then you become your Vengeful Spirit. You can't kill it instantaneously, and then it just kind of ends up living.
Yeah. That's pretty nuts. But he is dead now, and those two heroes for a fairly long time.
Is he dead, though?
All right, that's fair
He's
enough.
running around the map, and he's wave of tearing this Roche. So I'm going to have to
really
disagree here.
He also has a Moon Shard.
Now, what I did miss is if this dies, I don't think it works. But if this died and became a Wraith, that would be really cool. But I'm pretty sure in the last fight it did not.
Okay.
Because, you know, it is an illusion,
Yeah.
sadly. A cool illusion, but an illusion nonetheless.
A very cool illusion. All right, DJ is going back into the base
All right,
again.
so where's the Universe? He's back in the base. He is cursed in 4 seconds.
They're anticipating the Tinker is going to be back here.
Oh, he's in there.
Oh,
They're
they
going for
spotted-
it.
They spotted him.
Oh.
They spotted the Wind Ranger.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, you need to get out of here, DJ. There's the TP.
Wow, it almost worked, too, with the scan and everything. Oh,
Yeah.
no, they didn't scan it. Okay.
Mushi looking for another opening down here. He picks up the regen rune. These Eyes in the Forest are really problematic for Tinker, though. If you stand on top of them again, and, you know, that fight, they're able to secure themselves the Aegis, but Tinker now does not have buyback.
It's true. But he has the Aegis.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they're having a hard enough time just killing him the first time anyway.
Do they have bots level 2 on most of the other heroes?
I believe. 1 for most of them.
Yeah. Well, again, it's Pylai Die trying to get whatever vision he can across the map.
I can't believe there's a 23k lead for the Dire. That is so wild. Orchid picked up here, so eventual Bloodthorn, it looks like, for Ice Ice.
Trying to get in towards it. Abed has been every type of disabled this game.
They're lurking in here. The swap back.
Oh, and they're able to find one. That's a dead Abed. He buys back immediately. Good play there. DJ also trying to focus down one. That's the Pugna, but isn't going to get caught. And now they also have the jump in.
Look at this Nether Ward.
He's fine here for the moment.
Tased down. The Nether Ward just killed DJ.
Oh, no. Out of position, and he's dead now. And Envy also going to get brought down. They have the Winter's Curse, but this isn't going to be nearly enough. It's still going to come back as Illusion afterwards. They're not even going to get the kill. The Decrep is not going to be there. Moon, with absolutely every item in the game, is going to carry him one last time as they focus down the throne here. Ninja Boogie just going to punch away at Abed. They have another magic missile to stun him up through it, and this should be the end of the game. Mineski clawed back from the clutches of defeat and able to clinch it.
I mean, I think that says it well enough. I mean, disaster.
Well,
Ladies and
that
gentlemen,
was a
Mineski
long one. Mineski finally, after what seemed to be forever, trying to break that high ground with Fnatic, and a valiant attempt from the Fnatic roster. But we're heading over to Stream D now, where we've just seen a last pick Husker coming out from PSG LGD, and we get to see some Lich as well from Windstrike. So let's jump into that, and we'll be with your casters.
And then they will... Man, this is awkward.
Against the Clink, so it's like Chen and Zeus off, and then Wraith King on a safe lane.
Who do you leave alone? That's the problem. That's actually a really big problem here. There's nobody you can leave alone, and you feel like you can't put one hero mid, right?
It has to be the Wraith King, but he'll struggle for CS. He'll struggle for life.
All of Windstrike's cores struggle against Huskar mid. They actually can't. You can't put any of these three cores there and expect to win the lane. Like even a really strong laner like Tiny, he loses this lane. You just Burning Spears him all the time, and he loses on regen. So, who do you put there? If it's not a dual lane, there's nobody who can stand there alone. And if you put two there, one of your side lanes is kind of screwed, actually.
Like, can you force a tri-lane to try and change the balance of this up?
This one is actually really tricky for me from Windstrike's perspective. Yeah, I'm not completely sure what the best solution is, because I'm thinking in my head, like, how do we enable mid? And if they do put the Lich dual lane, who do you sacrifice? Because one of these heroes will have a really tough time if you do that. So,
well, let's see how they roll out.
Okay, so it seems to be their solution to put Zeus alone in the safe lane and then Lich Tiny mid, and they will put the Chen with Wraith King off lane. I think this is the best they could do, actually, if they do it.
I just love watching a Zeus where he goes one clarity, he's got 3 Mangos, 6 Tangos, and a Salve, and they're bouncing the lanes again. So Silent No Fear will go top, Zeus will go bottom, Tiny and Lich will be the mid laners, more than likely. Against LGD's offlane Mirana and VS, Huskar mid, and then Klink's ES is the safe lane. And FY is very much prepared just to fissure everything. I love that sound for the Klinks.
It looks like they changed their mind, too. Right? They looked a bit indecisive on the Windstrike side. First off, I was like, yeah, this makes sense. They're putting Zeus safe lane. And now they just crossed the map without information. They didn't see anything new. They didn't find a hero in the ward. So they're like, oh, we need to dodge. It just looked like they weren't completely sure what the better approach was. But now it seems like they, for now at least, have settled for putting the Zeus alone in the offlane. Oh,
he couldn't fissure block him in.
That's a rare whiff from FY. That was actually... it's just a better laugh at that one. Laugh it off, man. That was a bad fissure. That was not good.
Where's the aggressive tips? Charles next and over going for the top room, but San's slipping in behind the line, so it's going to be a bit of a trade-off. Iceberg, what's he got? He's just tree tossing around. So LGD have taken 2. Iceberg, he's dead. Yep. You've got Burning Spears, or maybe not. Somnus with the Frostblast Fissure will lock in Iceberg, but First Blood goes the way of Windstrike. Iceberg gets up the hill, he'll still go down. Nongrata, he's always want to fly to slow him down. FY able to do so, they'll cancel off the salve as Arme lets the Searing Arrows fly, but Nongrata with a double kill on this Zeus. It's a nice way to start, even though they do give a kill over Arme. And now Wraith King, my lord, they just keep going on these fights. Charles gets into the tree, starts up the salve, and No Fear can't cancel it. So Wraith King TP's back up into the top lane.
I love when there's 8 kills a minute, Toby. That's my favorite Dota. That's the best. Give me some more of this.
Man, you're seeing double.
No, there were 8 kills in half a minute. Or 4 kills in half a minute. 4 kills in half a minute. It's 8 kills a minute. Come on now.
Oh, if they can keep it up, I'll love it even harder.
Yeah, we're falling behind Now it's only 4 kills a minute.
Oh, nice
only
vision block
4.
again onto Non-Grata. He's got a gap in the tree line.
Yep.
But this Frost Blast early from Always Wanna Fly is kind of hurting him. He needs to get the sacrifice up and running, but they're zoning him out with the Searing Arrows. And Iceberg, oh, good luck, Tiny. He knows this will be a rough lane.
Yeah, they have chosen to leave him alone. I think this is okay for one or two more levels, and then he will be screwed. I don't see it. Like, I don't see this lane working out. I'm ready to be surprised, though. Maybe this works better than I think it will.
You start getting like Tiny Tranquil, so we can just sit back behind the tower, leech some experience, and just survive.
That's if you play like that.
Great Fissure block, Always Wanna Fly. He's got a small tree to go into, cuts his way through real quick. And into safety with the salve. FY wants to try and cancel it, won't be able to do so. He knows Non-Grata is just hiding in the tree, so comes in trying to just punch him down. But this is such a great start for Non-Grata when they've actually got the Mango charges. He's got Lightning Bolt available. FY is low, but not low enough for a kill. But the fact that Non-Grata got multiple kills early on means they can just spam harass his offlane once he has the Arcane Boots.
He has something to work with. Imagine this lane if he didn't have the 2 kills that he got early.
Oh, it'll be a nightmare.
It'll be
Absolute
real bad.
nightmare. He's burned every single Mango and every single consumable bar 1 Tango we came to this bottom lane with.
Yeah.
X-Nova, you've got Mud Golems. They've got the power of the stuns for Wind Strike and the ability to dive onto the tower. If the Mud Golems just go, then X-Nova's going to go down anyway. Because the Mud Golem split, then the double stun's going to be the kill. That's why X-Nova is purposefully not killing it off.
I'm surprised No Fear didn't just keep diving him with that Golem into the 2-2. I think it would have killed him. Maybe he wants to let him live and run all the way back to base, feeling like that will be a bigger punishment time-wise, which it will. He was already halfway there, so I think you get that kill if you can. But either way, good pressure regardless in that top lane.
Iceberg is doing the walk of shame right now. He's been out all night and realized there is no way he can hide this. Walks back off the mid lane, and Somnus is just free mid.
Yeah.
He at least got 9 CS and 5 denies. As you said, like, he's a very good CSer.
But the thing is, you say at least, right? But it's really bad for Tiny.
Yeah.
The Tiny relies on getting a lot, and he just isn't because he can't. He's getting crushed. This lane's over. Actually, he needs help, or they need to swap lanes around, but nobody can really go there. So they're going to accept that Iceberg will have a hard game. And I feel like when you look at how Windstrike play their games and what the recipe for success is, Iceberg being shut down is really bad. I think that's the one player they want to shut down the absolute least in the playstyle.
Great Fissure. Don't know if you'll get the totem stunt. FY right next to Always Wanna Fly. He can't close the distance. Arcane Boots is still on cooldown for the moment. But this is 1 minute too early for Windstrike's offlane. They're actually both going to have to walk home. They got the Arcane Boost. They spammed out a little bit. They were getting close to killing the Clinks, but now he's back up. And No Fear's not having enough presence on this top lane, but creating space for Silent to farm. So 28 the CS for Wraith King versus the 13-2 of the Mirana, but now they jump in. Magic Missile, it's only a level 1 Starfall, and that means Silent can use his stick charge to get a little bit further away, summon a couple of skeleton minions, cut through the tree lines, trying to juke it hard. Can't juke that hard, but maybe the skeletons as well as No Fear. He's got 3 Mud Golems for the stuns, so he's going after the Vengeful Spirit number 1, number 2, number 3. Way to lock it down, but goodbye mid.
Yeah, Shaker rotated over from FY, so they get that kill on Tiny. And this is looking really rough. It's obviously very early on in the game, but you start seeing the writing on the wall here that Somnus is going to dominate in this game unless Windstrike somehow find a way. Like, I'm looking at their picks, I'm just like, what a godlike Huskar game, man. Like, what do you really solve this with? You've got to try some smokes mid with the Chen, I think, early on before Huskar gets too strong. And he's coming in now, but Somnus already has the ward. Actually expiring in 5 seconds, but it was a nice toss.
They toss him into
Very
it,
nicely done.
and then they keep the control up.
That's how you do it. That was a great kill.
They're going after Silent on the top lane. Got a couple skeletons available, but 7 stick charges. He's holding it, and he's made it to the trees. Regeneration and TP's on the way. So Chen's coming in. The Wave of Terror will connect, revealing Silent. And there's just one more attack from Chalice to finish the job.
Nice try from No Fear with the TP and defensive medallion, but the armor wasn't enough.
This offlane of Windstrike, like, I feel like it's about to hit his power timing. Like, FY comes in through the rear, they're just beating the crap out of Arme for the moment. But it's the Arcane Boots plus the never-ending harassment from Always Wanna Fly, and they can't really return the damage. I guess a 1-1-1 build, but Frost Armor's enough to cause some problems for Klinks.
He's still doing very well, though. Klink's his top net worth in the game. Sure, they're trying to harass, but he's getting his farm.
He's also getting his one charges. Kind of didn't
Got a
realize
quick
that.
update for you guys on the multicast. We are sticking with this game, don't panic, but just letting you know that we have got that Team Liquid IG draft for their second game in their series. We've already got La Phoenix, a Tiny, some Vengeful, Spirit, and Mirana as well. And just OG EG is jumping into their second game. They're about 2 minutes in with a very slight couple of kills for OG, 1k gold lead for them. We'll be checking in with that a little later, but we'll stick around with this one for now, and we'll go back to Stream D, and we'll see how LGD PSG can extend their lead.
But given the situation, that's pretty good.
Why is No Fear delaying killing the Observer Ward? He's baiting them in. He was trying to force LGD to try and come and fight him, so he just stood on top of the Observer Ward after hitting it once.
Oh, mid.
Well,
Oh, not this time, FY.
Yeah, try to rotate in through the side. Iceberg is the one to get the kill.
They're ready for it. This Observer Ward they have played planted bottom in the river area. We've seen that rotation in from the Shaker, so they were ready for that exact move, and good response from Lich, being in position to help out Tiny grab that kill.
Again, there we see No Fear rotating towards the top. He's got the Alpha Wolf available, and Silent comes in. They want the support. The Penitence is out. The double stun, make it a triple with that Hellfire, and then boom! Executed by Silent.
Mortal Strike is such a special crit. It's 300% crit damage on all levels.
Second time within the span of a minute that FY gets picked off trying to gank up on Iceberg.
Yep. You saw them place this fresh sentry that they just placed in the river.
In the river, yep.
They had the anticipation. Oh, they saw the last rotation, so I'm going to put a sentry.
You thought the obs was like here or something.
Yeah, they thought the ward saw exactly. They thought the ward saw him before, and now they didn't find. They're like, maybe there wasn't a ward. Let's try again. All right, there's definitely a ward.
Yeah, but where do they see it? Like this ward's so deep in, like it sees anyone that walks down the ramp.
No, didn't get it. Iceberg mid.
Waiting for the toss back.
That was one creep in the way for his toss. And Somnus is fine.
For now, 10 stick charges. Oh, he's actually going to jump in using that inner vitality. Avalanche will slow him down. They need the stuns and the damage, and Iceberg. He actually gets the kill, but he'll die for the cause. Way too many Searing Arrow charges on him. Nongrada's having trouble on bottom lane. Arme diving in deep, and Nongrada just loops back around. Even finds the CS in the trees. The Fisher, 33 HP. He can't get away from this. Always want to fly. Gives him Frost Armor, but that won't protect him. And in fact, now Arme can just go into the trees once more. Hunting for yet another kill. But he can't, not underneath the tier 2 tower. That's a little too dangerous. And next Nova's in the middle of nowhere. He's got a full creep wave with him.
Really? Oh my god, he actually got him. That was really nice.
I was watching X Nova die up on top. Actually, skeleton minion finds him.
Always when Fly just stepped out a little bit again, and then Ame used Strafe, ran into the tower and hit him. The tower misses obviously on the Strafe and grabs himself that kill. Still a good amount of kills per minute. Toby, we still got 2 kills per minute.
Yeah.
I'll live with that.
It's acceptable.
But yeah, Armlet's coming up for Somnus now, and this is when mid is going to start getting really tricky, because these previous moments, sure, they've had enough in the tank to bring him down, but with the Armlet buffer, it's really difficult. They need to get him very low, and then they need to Zeus ult probably for the finisher, because else it's going to be really difficult.
They try and chase down after Silent. Arrow's going to fly. He's kind of at a bit of a choke point, but the arrow flew too far to the left. Expecting him to try and juke it, not just run straight.
How much damage does Zeus ult do when Huskar is really low? Like 50, maybe?
Well, you got magic resistance of 30%, and I think 50 may be a little bit.
He gets a lot of magic resistance when he drops low.
He's jumping in. Iceberg just throws him away.
It's got to be more than 50, you're right. It's probably like 100 after reduction, something like that. 80 to 100 would be my guess. 80? Let's say 80.
Okay.
That's still, you know, like, the way they're setting up, I know I'm talking about this a lot, but this really is the centerpiece of the whole game, because the last pick is one of these trump card last picks, so we have to look at the win condition for the other team and how they solve it on top lane.
Wraith Fire Blast is out. Here comes the extra support. Wraith King doesn't have the reincarnation. It already got burned previously. He's got stick charges, takes the arrow, and now Nongrada will arrive as well. He has a Thunder God's Wrath. They got drop chance a little bit lower for this to actually find a kill, and instead they just turn around. They go after the Zeus. Thunder God's Wrath comes out. Charles still too low. Always want to fly. He's finished the job. That one attack is not enough. Stick charges give the life. back into the Marana.
I think those stick charges and the level up, actually.
Into mid. They jump after Somnus. They got double Alpha Wolves. All the crits they could possibly bring in. The stun from FY creates space, and then Inner Vitality. Somnus jumps in again. He's just armor toggling his way through this. The fissure is perfect. A double stun. And Windstrike are falling apart at the seams.
That was actually the exact moment where Zeus ult would have made the difference. This is how I imagine it's going to go. Somnus is going to play and get low from Tiny's combo, but he's going to armlet toggle, turn around, and win the fight. Even with Chen creeps there, they couldn't bring him down. So they need that very little bit of extra damage that Zeus can bring, but obviously he was dead and had already used Thunder God's Wrath in the top fight. So Somnus felt really confident going for that play. And now we're starting to see a ridiculous lead. This is getting out of control. 6,000 gold, minute 11. Yeah, Somnus will... This is even... They've only taken one tower. They're going to take two more now. They're getting the mid tower and the top tower at the same time. And this lead for LGD will be truly scary. Windstrike is...
They're just trying to delay it. Like, they're frost armoring up everything they possibly can to slow things down. But you got no initiation. Like, Iceberg, like, he's going Shadowblade to begin with. Obviously wants to find some way into a Silver Edge. But when FY can fissure into an arrow, well, I'm kind of watching the kill that they're not getting, which is top lane, which will be the reincarnation. And double support arrives, so VS and Huskar die in the meantime. But then here comes Nongrata. The Echo Slam out from FY. That's not enough damage. It's going to be 3 kills going the way of Windstrike. What the hell happened in the mid?
They got a really good Chain Frost off onto the Huskar. He got stuck between creeps. They tried to save him with the swap, but there was enough in the tank there. So still showing signs of life here. I need a couple of more plays like this because, as you see when you bring up when you look at the hero net worths, just the graph is one thing, but the chart is scary. We have not seen Ame leave bottom yet. Just wait for that.
Get away from me, Somnus.
Yep. At least Tiny has that play. There goes the tower though.
Tower has fallen.
Ame's been having the time of his life, like on the bottom lane. And that's, oh, hello, Courier, Iceberg. One punch dropped it to 10 HP.
If he had a tree, he would have one-shot it.
And he's going Maelstrom. Whatever happened to the old days of Desolator Clinks?
I don't know if I like this that much. Maybe he wants it against the Chen.
Well, they're coming over for Rosham. All 5 Furious from LGD, 13 minutes in, looking to secure it. And Windstrike, they'll smoke up. They're coming to try and contest. Silent doesn't have reincarnation. It's on cooldown for another 2 minutes. Roshan actually stunning up Huskar. So he's really low, looking to try and fight. Arrow, he'll kill off the Wild Wing, so say goodbye to a little bit of armor for Windstrike. They Thunderbolt around. Hellfire Blast gets VS low. Double Fissure stun. And in comes the Centaur. The toss, the stomp. The timing was a little bit off, however. And already, Ame's found his first real target. Maybe being chained up. There's the Hand of God, but they don't see him. X-Nova just swaps out Ame, gets close so he can stun over. And now that Chain Frost bounces around back into something that's not enough damage, however. Silent, still no reincarnation, so this is a death for him. And LGD, they just seem to be just picking them off one by one. The VS finally died, coming a little too close to the tiny toss range. The 4 heroes down for Windstrike, no fear, barely surviving.
Both teams had that nicely set up with vision, so that was a pretty even terms, right? They both had good vision in the area, but the one thing that Windstrike were missing was a sentry for the Clinks, and that one thing was kind of the difference maker. He ran in, he found the first good kill, and survived, and
oh boy, no way to survive! One charges from Ame, barely keep him alive.
It's tough, there's so much good dough all over the place, but I definitely want to get a better view of this OG-EG game. Before we do, though, those drafts are going down. Liquid and IG have just about finished theirs with a TA and a Lina towards the end of that. And over in that top left, you can see Stream A, we have Mineski and Fnatic just starting the draft for their second game after what was close to 90 minutes of Dota for their first. Let's jump in, though. OG-EG over on Stream B, and let's see how this one shapes up. Looks like OG are comfortable.
Kind of sitting their lanes right now. They're putting S4 in the lanes that are dangerous. If he just stays top, killing him is hard, and therefore killing the tier 1 tower is hard. And if they just...
Oracle brought down. But yeah, putting S4 in these tricky lanes was working well. But then this Monkey King now has enough attack speed as also well as an Echo Saber to do whatever he wants. Godlike at 11 minutes. This is the Thompson Classic.
It really is.
This is also the Monkey King like Snowball Classic. Like when you have that good lane and have that good start, he's impossible to stop.
And this is against one of the best players in the world. It's just an incredible performance. I'm glad you guys got to catch it because I was really excited watching him play a Monkey King just like this the other day. So, they still got to stabilize somewhere. Storm has basically been jungling all game. Spectre has to basically jungle or stay off lane most of the time, or at least go to lanes where his opponents aren't at. And now finally they're able to actually deal with the Enchantress semi-straightforward. He only has 2 points in Untouchable, but it's kind of hard to just get more Untouchables.
Yep. Crit,
Right
now
when you
level
want 'em.
6, with the help of the Experienced Tome, is in a much better shape to actually set up ganks or even just scout out enemy heroes, which in itself is valuable. So,
But with these tower kills, it's going to be more gold being flooding into the supports. So No Tail's got sentries, Venge has sentries. They have ways to defend against this and start dewarding.
I mean, I think the call has to be for EG, you got to start defending towers. You know, Nyx Vendetta initiate, bring in the Storm Nav. He's got treads. That's all he's got, but that's at least something that is completed. He just finished it now, 12 minutes in.
Okay.
Say no to OG's tower pushes. Bring in the Spectre Haunt. Like, once you have Haunt, maybe that's probably what you're waiting for. Then you defend a tower, and you let towers go if you don't have Haunt.
It's so hard for them to fight though. Ortiz still going multiple points in dispersion, knowing that him getting ganked is by far the biggest danger here.
Yep.
Sub taking some damage. These 4 are going to be forced to pop out of steel. Can you dispel that? No, you cannot. That would be broken.
Yeah, Nature's Defender being removed. That hero would be useless if that was the case.
Absolutely.
Unless you, like, 10th Pictor like a Brood.
So trying to defend a little. They are slowing things down a smidgen, but when the Monkey King comes, things get a little scarier. Where is he at, actually? He's
Hunted
here.
by Crit's Nyx Assassin.
Oh, he's a haste rune. He's a hasted haste rune. I was like, where's the monkey? I can't lie. It's a cloud. This is great. What a great little guy here.
Now he's
Barely see him.
had the cloud, got rid of the cloud.
It's fun. It's like one of those things that only if you play like 1,000 games of Monkey King, you're like, oh, I can turn into a haste rune and run really fast. This is fun. Let's abuse this, you know? Sometimes you just get so confused by those things that it does give you that little fraction of a second to initiate anyways.
Sure. No Tail. Oh, is he going to be scouting these trees? Crit checked one side. The Haunt, going to find him on the other. The Impale. Oh, he misses Crit. Instead, though, it's Monkey King. They got the bigger kill. That's where Ortiz was really going. Thompson's streak has been ended by the Storm. We've got ourselves a game. This is not over yet, say EG. You may have got this good early game start, but all it takes is a kill or two to punish that. And Sumail, of all people, getting the last hit.
Wow, 700 gold, that's big. Picks up level 9. Still working on his Kaya, though, so it's not super independent by himself, but he was playing around the enemy jungle. Maybe he got cut on trees. It's kind of what it looks like. Looks like they ball lightning to cut his trees. Stunned him for 4 seconds, if I had to guess.
He got Carapace as well by something. Maybe.
Are you sure? No, that's from the bottom.
Oh, that's from bottom. Oh, that's Nyx. Just kidding. Just kidding. Who knows?
So once again, same thing. S4 goes the lane that's dangerous. Is difficult to kill. He's got a Dragon Lance now, helps a little.
Yep.
And his Chorus Farm in jungle again. Must be nice to have a CM if you're a Spectre, though, in a game like this, because killing neutrals is not fast. So at least he has lots of mana to spam Spectral Daggers all the time.
Yes. Yeah. Push out waves that little bit faster, too, just when you can dagger them, doing that AoE damage. Why not? But want to see OG, that's kind of a wake-up call, you know, as good as this game has gone, and for Thompson specifically, you're godlike at 11 minutes. When you die, that's a lot of gold being given away. He's considering the ultimate in mid. Ortiz. I'm afraid, though, as he continues to farm.
Yeah, if he had a little cover there, or maybe one other hero with a stun, that could have worked out.
Again, though, it's Crit, though, on the Nyx, just scouting everyone out, giving intel for the team. Valuable in itself. You may just snipe a Curry here. That's gold for the team. And you take those.
That's been killed.
Other 2 heroes smoke. It's Ana as well as No Tail shifting over. They know that the cores are on the other side of the jungle. At least they expect it. They're going to find the support,
yeah,
though.
It's the bounty runes, too. A very common play that we're seeing more and more of is these smokes and moves, team rotations around bounty runes, knowing that, hey, the worst case scenario, it may just be one hero, but hey, you'll take that one support kill.
They did get 3 either way, so
yes.
1 kill, 3 bounties, small advantage there.
Oh, yeah.
Thompson still aiming to get a BKB. When
recognizing he may as well just go straight into this pseudo-invulnerability item. Bottom lane Ana forced to stampede just to run the hell out of here, but
this is really
damage. Yeah, Sumail suddenly realized, oh wait, we can actually kill this guy.
The single value point of enchant is so good. It's 3.75 seconds of slow. So that's all.
Such a big slow. 55% slow is incredible.
Yep. So Thompson pushing on top, pushing a little towards farming more so than ganking the last bit of time. But it is kind of hard to get kills. It's like one of those moments where you do a great job stomping your lanes, getting some ganks off, but then because you're contracting the map so much, your opponents are just kind of near each other all the time, and getting those kills becomes even harder. But this could be one good grab they could get, but no, he's gonna jump away. Storm TPing, and that would have been a great snag. They could have gone for the chain stun, maybe a frostbite follow-up and Stormball, and that would have been a Thompson kill, so he gets out just in time.
Going to Roche instead. The arrow to start things off here. The Venge wave maxed out. Level 4 wave of Terror going to reduce Roche's armor by quite a lot here. And EG, they've got all their spells and ultis, but except for Vendetta, which is probably a pretty important one considering that's how you would scout out the Roshan pit. EG just don't seem to realize Roche is going on right now. They've circled the area, but they're expecting them on the high ground, on the plateau.
It's taken a while to do this. Wave of Terror is helping, but...
Yeah. Seb's like, I'm going to leap out just for this arrow, and...
That's how they're desperate.
Yeah.
They don't have bottom multi either. Maybe it's just one of these like, unexpected moments, or maybe they realize, like, look, this pressure thing that we're trying to do isn't working. Let's just take Roche, because they're not even crossing the river most of the time. They're just looking for us when we're across the map. He casts his ulti, he's just worried.
Okay.
I think that's more than fine, to be honest.
They're kind of in a farming state until they get their BKBs, which Thompson mostly has his, so he's going to have to wait a little bit longer, but even other players like Marana just want to complete her BKB, so it may just be, you know, 2 minutes of farming while they wait for their items, as well as the Wukong's command to come back up, and then they can go and do something with the Aegis.
Yeah, because once they finish the BKBs, they don't have to worry about Sumail doing Sumail things, like getting kills and snowballing like crazy. For now, they're looking for the Centaur, though.
Yeah, they start things off with a Carapace into an Impale. The Storm shows up as well, and great little gank there. Arteezy gets the kill, moves forward looking for a second one, but the Moonlight Shadow was there to get him out. And this is the power of EG's Lamp, is the ability to find these pickups and kills.
Really feels like if Crit was having a rough game, or if he was playing bad, they would be so far behind. But he's been everywhere he needs to be. He's been setting up kills. He's been coordinating with his team and making things happen. If not for that, it feels like they would be completely lost right now.
Yeah.
Once again, there he is.
Another kill, yeah. It's nothing glamorous about it. He's 1-4-4. It's like not a crazy scoreline or anything, but it is right now probably the most high impact stuff happening on his team. He is enabling the Storm to have a game right now, as well as Spectre.
And he's just always by his enemies. Like the crazy thing about how far ahead OG is that if they had a gem, this whole thing would be shut down. So it's almost like if their tempo would have been a little bit worse and they started stomping mid-game, it felt like they could have been doing whatever they wanted to. But instead, Crit just gets to scout them constantly.
It's one of those rare games where maybe you wish you did just buy an early gem on someone like Centaur.
Yeah.
To stop that from happening a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many defensive wards. They would have cleared a lot of them on EG's side. But now EG's been able to get back into this. Only barely a 1K advantage, going for the swap here.
Lightning coming on in, but there's going to be a 2-man stun here. Storm actually balled into that one a little bit, but they don't have any good follow-ups, so Sumail going to continue to try and bring down Ana here. He may need some additional help. Yeah, he's very, very tanky. The return doing some damage. Nice disjoint on the magic missile. Sumail, oh, the Venge illusion. No! Sumail, one more hit. He gets it. Oh!
Oh, man. It's worth it in the end.
They hurt so much, and Monkey King comes in to clean up Fly.
And there was also a dead Arteezy that Thompson cleaned up somewhere without using his ulti.
Yeah, that can happen. That's a Monkey King for you, and that's going to force a CM buyback. The game had finally started to look like it was stabilizing for EG, and that they were going to be in a position where they could go late game, get Spectre some items, get Storm some items, and then OG say, no, we've got this Aegis, we're going to bully you.
Ooh, that was a really good frostbite. Actually, it changed everything. If he gets his ulti off there, throws the stun, pops BKB or something, they can get some kills.
Thompson going for the ultimate, knowing that's going to maybe help bring down S4. The arrow, though, yeah, hitting Jerickson. S4 getting bullied by the Wukong's command. He's going to go with the BKB, but no, he immediately runs away. So Thompson, not quite the initiation he was hoping for. They're all TPing into this shrine. Can they get killed? Sumail, they've got a Boundless Strike forward. He gets deleted. Great play from Ana as well as Thompson there to get that kill here, but they're not done. EG, they say that's a lot of your disables being used here. Thompson gets brought down first. The CM ulti is going flying, and that's going to last a long time. That's going to be there when the Monkey King respawns Thompson. He can't leap away. The arrow's going to completely miss. He didn't know where Fly was. He didn't have vision on the high ground. Thompson has a Boundless Strike in a couple of seconds. He's got it now. Can he get it off? It doesn't look like it. As they kill him as well, all of a sudden,
that's a hard thing with Monkey King, man. Like, you have to execute perfectly in some of those crucial moments. Like, if he popped BKB before he started to hit the Enchantress, it would have changed everything. Because then he would have instantly got the first hit
Pulling
off.
him out for a moment to give you a quick update as we do find just a final moment of stillness between OG and EG. But you can see that we did just see our first victory in that bottom right stream D. We saw PSG LGD take the win in just over 30 minutes. Nice and quick from them. And the draft has just finished over on stream A. Mineski pulling out the first puck, or at least the first puck I've seen. Definitely didn't see it played yesterday. We're going to be seeing how that fares versus Fnatic. But for now, we're going to be jumping straight back here where we started. OG, EG, as we continue to see that 2K gold lead for OG grow.
With a hero like Monkey King, a lot of the time is making sure you get your Wukong's command off, which with the long cast time can be very tricky to do. We saw it get cancelled several times there. The CM Frostbite really changing things a lot.
Yeah, it was huge. Could play that fight really good. They've got an invis set up on S4 though, so they need some rotations are coming. Seb on the way as well. There's a lot of creeps in the area though, so he knows what to fear. It's gonna be close. Oh, so close. Maybe the Centaur ulti a mistake there, kind of revealing thing. But with that said, there was an Observer Ward over here that did spot some rotations, so he was probably going to back no matter what.
Maybe it helped Miranda even get there sooner with the movement speed for the arrow. But
that's true.
Here we go. OG right off of that will go smoke directly towards mid lane. They see Arteezy, they want to go on him. He's going for this Manta style build. We saw this yesterday from Resolution, knowing that if you go for this greedy Radiance build up, it can be so hard to get there without your team losing the game in the process. So get this intermediary kind of stat item, farming item. Radiant Scan will see the Crystal Maiden, but at the same time, Crystal Maiden seems to know where they are.
Yeah, she put a sentry on the high ground. That means they both know that they are aware of each other.
Oh yeah, the sentry was still giving that short.
It's going to run out. Fly's going to have to, Nova for this one. Use a Tango 4. This could cost him.
Yeah, Thompson doesn't want a BKB for that one and won't have to.
It is scary dewarding as a support, I must say. You always worry about moments like that. But a big kill for him, that's going to give them pretty much easy leeway to take this tier 1 tower. Any dead hero means your opponents are probably not going to start a fight.
Yep. So bottom tier 1 goes down. They may look to keep on pressing this bottom lane, although Arteezy will use that as a positive sign. They're pushing bottom. This is freedom for me to go farm these other lanes. Top lane's fairly safe. Mid lane, enemy jungle doesn't have to go and defend because he can always haunt in should there be a fight. But they actually get the stun initiation onto S4. Follow-up stun as well. Storm goes falling in. Here comes Arteezy with the haunt. He's looking for some initial kills. The Wukong's command does come out though and tops it with a BKB. As does Seb on the Mirana. These BKBs may be too much for EG to handle. They kill off both Spectre and Nyx, but they lose a couple supports in the process. But just supports as Sumail gets stunned on the sideline. He needs to ball out. He's going to go for the kill first. He dodges the arrow with the ball forward. Seb thought he had him, but he got baited. It's going to be a team wipe. What a play from EG as they completely obliterate OG in the bottom lanes. It started out okay looking for OG with the Wukongs, but Sumail just demolished them.
Yeah, they got out of the Wukongs really fast is what it felt like on EG's side. There's just a lot of Spectre illusions. I'm sure that helps as well. Haunt's just tanking attacks. And the Oracle got killed almost instantly by the Orchid. And from there, it was just kind of straightforward. Monkey King couldn't fully commit to get a kill. He ended up getting really low in the engagement, probably to, I think, S4 just pinging away the whole time.
S4 did 3,000 damage, the most of the entire EG side.
Yeah, just sitting back, throwing impetus the whole time. And with the Hurricane Pike, able to... I mean, isn't that how it started, though? They went on the Enchantress, he forced up, and then it became like a team fight. It was maybe a little bit of a overly expectant team fight.
If you're going to initiate on the edge, you need to blow her up. That's one of those scenarios where the hero you jump when you're diving a tower has to instantly die. If they survive, 99 times out of 100, you're just instantly losing that fight unless you're just miles ahead because you've committed so many spells and resources to that one kill, and all S4 used was, a Hurricane Pike and his heal. The rest of his teammates had all their spells available. Yeah,
and hard to pick him off, definitely, because Monkey King has to be concerned about where he drops his ultimate and who's closest by to get a couple hits off. Definitely difficult to play Monkey King sometimes. Doesn't get spotted here by the sentry, but Enchant certainly sitting around to wait. Oh, did they know? Okay. I think they saw. Oh, there's a free bounty rune here. So as these fights go okay for EG, it just means that their cores are going to get into a better and better place. And in the ultra late game, they have better carries. Centaur has not...
Seb on a Wind Ranger, now Mirana. They're not really carries, but they are the scaling core as well. Anna's been playing Centaur, which is the non-scaling core, like what would traditionally be your 3-position offlaner. Oh, Carapace again as a setup. Anna Does have the backup from Seb, and actually it's Crit who's maybe unfortunately gone into a fight he probably shouldn't have, as he will pay for that one with his life.
Does cost him a BKB. I think he was, I was hoping to just like one-shot somebody. Maybe Mirana was full HP, but, and Jax does pick up a gem now, so it's a gem on the Mirana. That means they should get a lot of good map control from this. I think maybe what they're thinking about the Centaur actually is the way to kill towers. The problem being that like he maxed out his stun second just because he had Blink Dagger fast, which makes sense. But then they didn't have somebody just stand and tank the tower, because the return is still amazing at blowing towers up. So I feel like maybe that was what he was thinking there, perhaps.
Bottom lane, they've scouted out S4 with an Invis Jerax Venge.
There's a lot of heroes nearby, though. Storm and Sim.
And this has gone poorly before. They do get the stun before he gets the heal off. The second follow-up stun is there. Storm goes balling in, though, with the Haunt, though. I feel like we've seen this one before. Storm immediately hunting down Jerax. Do they have detection? Doesn't look like it they do for the Venge, but they do bring down Centaur. He got scouted out. They don't find Jerax in the side. He juked back to the shop. And this one, not as catastrophic as last time, but it's the same thing. Maybe ignore the Enchantress.
They were way off on being able to kill that guy. That was a really poor choice to jump. They didn't have anyone nearby.
They scout him out, though. They get the Frostbite on. He didn't BKB for this one, but he does finally get it off a bit too late, though. Can he actually survive through the Impetus damage with a false promise? He's going to stay alive a bit longer, but I don't think he's surviving those Impetuses. He wants to kill S4. Does he have enough life to with the Jingu? No, sirree. He's dead. 4 dead on OG's side. Spectre did go down in the process. He died inside at Wukong's command, but that is not worth it for OG.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically everything Topson did. Another stun on Feb here, or Seb, excuse me. And the gem pickup. Crit just always in the right place. And now we're seeing the late game problems with Monkey King. Topson's doing a great job, but by the time he got his ultimate off, he was already at half HP. That forces out the fast Oracle ulti, and he got some lifesteal out, but he's still hitting a guy that has high armor, is reflecting with dispersion, maybe even had blade mail active, and then S4 just sits in the back and pings for a ton of pure damage, and there's not a good solution, actually. It's actually kind of a hard counter for Monkey King, because he's magic immune, he has stupid high armor, but he's still taking pure damage.
And he's also outside of the ring. He's not even getting hit by the little fake Monkey Kings, so
it's a really hard lane for Sumail. He went like 0-5 and 0, 0-4 and 0. Now he's 6-6 and 6, so he's super caught up since that point. And it's hard for OG to transition from this.
Well, how do they transition from this? Is it just, you know, getting, is there an item or some kind of situation where they're going to be looking a whole lot better? They've got like an Axe queued up on Centaur. Mirana's finally going back for some damage items after the BKB with a Maelstrom.
I mean, Axe is definitely a good place to go. I mean, he'll grab the 75 damage talent, but I just don't...
Roshan, that's what they want.
I don't see a way that Centaur really transitions as a hero damage-wise, unless they just like had advantage and they just kind of ended mid-ranks, kind of a thing. Maybe not.
They know that gem's being taken away, and Storm's just going to go balling in, forces out a BKB immediately, then he balls out.
He was ready to do that.
Heads up play, and once again, it's this Storm with the mana loss aura coming out from the CM. So his spells cost such little mana. He's also regenerating mana constantly. Arteezy's got dust of his own. He says, I'll carry the detection. He goes haunting in, finds the Oracle immediately. He's looking for more. Topson already low. Once again, he's just going to die to these Impetuses. The false promise is just going to delay the inevitable. S4 knows he's dead. He finds a new target. It's Anna Centaur, and that's a 3rd hero kill. It's just a 6,000 gold lead, but it feels all over. There's just nothing OG can do in these team fights. Seb's forced to just keep leaping away. And it's fight after fight, the same story. All EG, all mid to late game long.
I don't know what the item solution is that's going to make OG win these fights. Like, I'm thinking Blade Mail maybe on Monkey King, but that doesn't make sense because he's popping heal on Enchant. It's just like they got past this point, they tried to hit this timing, and they were super stomping, but when they went high ground in that one mid push, they needed to get a Rax there is what it feels like. And it needed to maybe be like a Centaur with a Buckler maybe just tanking tower hits or something. I don't know if Vanguard's the right, maybe Vanguard's the wrong item build. Maybe you needed like a Hood there or something, but I'm not sure.
I think it's, like you say, there's no obvious item that comes to mind. It's not really an item thing. It was, they needed to snowball this game. They were doing that, but at some point it stopped. You know, the Monkey King's very first death when he had the godlike streak at like 15 minutes, gave away a lot of gold to Sumail. And then it was a couple of team fights in a row where they just didn't get that good Wukong command off. They will find Crit here. That's a nice kill. He's actually got a gem here, so well worth using those BKBs, and he walked into a sentry ward, unfortunately.
So it's about time they were able to punish him, because he's been all over the enemy base setting things up. I feel like I kind of feel like if Centaur goes like Hood Buckler with a Stout Shield, it would have been better. Because then you just like Centaur has a lot of problems, right? You need HP regen, you need survivability against physical, so Vanguard is usually common. But against towers, Vanguard sucks. It's better to have like a Buckler, and there's also a lot of magic damage. Maybe that would have made a difference. Go like Blink, Buckler, Hood, perhaps. I'm not sure. But they've definitely lost their window a bit, and they need to take really good team fights, and they need to gank well. But Topson's built team fight this whole time. Scotty BKB, great item build if you can keep people in a circle, but he's really far away from level 25.
Yeah. I do like this Satanic he's got queued up. Maybe even an item he should have gotten earlier, because that synergy with the False Promise, he could actually maybe have survived when he's right-clicking Arteezy and getting plonked by Impetuses if he has that extra bit of crazy lifesteal.
It feels like they've been able to deal with him pretty well, though, especially because his BKB is down to 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So as soon as that runs up, Frostbite him, do a Impale, just slow him a little bit with Storm Spirit. Like, they can just deal with him.
Oh yeah, it's not going to solve all their problems by any means. It's a small lifestyle improvement as Crit will see once again. Run in, scout some things out. Sumail going in. He's got the follow-up with a double damage rune. He wants to find Topson first, and Topson did not BKB for this one. He's just going to die without using it. Swap out onto Seb. He's trying to just save the gem here. Seb's just trying to run. Says, take my teammates, but not me. My life for my kingdom, says Big Daddy No Tail.
One save there. They pop BKBs, but yeah, the instant catch on Monkey King was huge. He might have gotten nullified, because I know Spectre has picked that up this game, but great jump from Sumail. Pops the Shivas for vision, does a ball lightning. He can see everything. Haunt as well. They jumped on it. It very possibly was the nullifier, because I think that's why they picked this up. They know that if Monkey King doesn't get his BKB off, he's dead. Yep. Nullifier and Orchid, that guy's dead.
Yeah, there's two heroes with BKBs, and one of them is a much bigger threat. It's the Monkey King, not the Mirana, that this Nullify can be very effective against.
It's just so important that, like, the hard thing about Monkey King, again, is it's all about execution. Can you get your BKB, or can you get your ulti off? And ideally, you'll do your BKB afterwards, and ideally, you do your stun afterwards. But if it doesn't go in that order, your hero just is a lot harder to execute if you're against super mobile heroes like this. And that way, Storm has been really effective. They're going to start on him at least.
Yeah, they're actually just going to blow up Sumail. That's his first life, but still being able to take away that first life in such a cheap way. Pretty damn nice. They can't magic missile the projectile. Disjoinable by the ball lightning, as we've seen already, and Storm's going to just go falling right back in. Take out Jerks to sound things off here. In the middle of this is Arteezy Spectre. He's got a cheese, so he's just going to man up and take down the Monkey King with the Nullifier. No BKB for you. 2 fights in a row. He just couldn't get it off, and they're on the high ground. No buyback except for the Mirana. They're going to GG out. EG have turned around. A bad start here in game number 2 and taken down OG, showing great resilience.
OG had a fantastic laning stage across the board. I mean, Topson super dumpstered mid. But Sumail just is one of those games where you just got to realize, like, in the late game, I'm going to be able to come back from this.
Fly in the chat with the GG versus OG. That's a lot of Gs, and it is indeed quite interesting to see. EG do take the series 2-0. Where are we going next, I hear you ask? And we're going to be checking out Stream A. We're going to be jumping into that one to take a little closer look at how Maneski and Fnatic are going down. This time, hopefully, they can close this one out a little sooner, but we're only in the 6th minute. Let's see how things are going, as there's a slight kill lead to Fnatic.
And then the turnaround to Shuri Sliv.
Jeez, dangerous stuff there from those Ylons. Jabs really wanted that farm, but I don't think they got it.
7 minutes and a relatively quiet one so far. As the Spiders are looking for the last hit, they do manage to get it over Envy.
Okay. Moon is being a little bit careful mid, just because there is a trap.
Have a toss, right clicks. He does have another one. No more refraction for 12 seconds. If you get another toss off here, that's 4 seconds away.
Yeah. Not gonna be possible. So they'll go back and Shrine. And Venge comes mid just to back him up. Oh, he's got a South now too, so Nana very happy here, or Moon rather. Ninja Boogie gonna find a couple traps. They don't know about the ward yet. They'll be even happier when they see that.
Hey, that's great.
Of course, if they see it. And nice little throw out there with the Wave of Terror from Ninja Boogie. We'll stack the wave. Or sorry, the Ancient Camp. And gets it. So that's a triple stack now available.
They take down the ward. Everything looking good for Maneski so far, as Ice is continuing to keep the pressure on along the top side of the map.
Bit of a DC issue there, it looks like, but no, this looks very good. And that means Tiny can rotate over to those Ancients in a moment here. Probably wants 2 more points in the tree, actually, because he did go for the max toss. So he'll just be hunting for kills. But Brewmother can have used the Ancients. And all that really matters is I think they want to rotate Jabs mid, because you're hitting at 8 minutes. And ideally, you'd like him to get 6 at 10, and then the Tome could even go to the Venge, and then they're just a kill threat, right? They just smoke up his puck and Venge, coil, swap, snap, and they can take down virtually anyone on the enemy team, just probably not the TA with the refractions.
All right, well, with the
issue.
pause going down, instead, why don't we take a look at that Liquid game again? They're playing against IG. IG took the first in this series, and Liquid did just grab themselves Roche and a nice little gold lead.
He was very close to it before they took that engagement. Aggressive, he just gets eaten in the fights, too. He can't stand toe-to-toe. Lifestealer is just such a good counter to Tiny. SRF caught an arrow in the middle of that fight too, so it was a pretty tough fight for IG to take at that point.
SRF is going to be building pretty defensive. He's got stats to the Dragon Lance, and he's queued up an Eon Disc next.
And Liquid is not trying to slow down with this.
Oh, they found it.
Wow. So, by the way, you're talking about the Infest. Who is Matu going to infest?
Yeah.
Look at his item. Aha! He doesn't need an infest if he's just going to blink into them.
Oh, and then he gets the axe.
And then he can eat someone.
And then he can eat someone, and now the infester becomes the infestee.
So he can eat the Venge, and then he permanent Venge aura, right?
Radiant's middle tower
we have it.
is under attack.
He's not going to go after him. The Blink Dagger, though. He wants to be able to get on top, get on top of heroes, get on top of the Tiny.
But if he does go axe, imagine.
That'd be pretty funny. There's no way in hell he'd ever go Aghanims on Lifestealer.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Shadows.
Oh, we got Moonlight and TP
Moonlight,
top.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kuro.
Aggressive.
Finally, he's got the Nightmare.
He's found him. The arrow.
It's a good long stun. It's a good long stun. Sentry's
Status
down.
resist.
There's the Fiend's Grip. And that's a kill. Aggressive caught out there by the quick thinking players of Liquid with the Moonlight TP. Catches him out.
Bokas too for IG. Good luck to try to set up some fights on, but they are still playing into an Aegis Lina as well as you mentioned, the BKB finished up on Miracle. So it's going to be a lot harder to set up any of those disables on this Lina, who is looking to actually make a play, perhaps.
Underneath this ward, though.
Yeah, never mind. Getting pinged out. Bounty runes are going to be spawning. Oh, XXS is walking forward.
Oh! The stun, but Poker's there with the counterplay, the silence onto Miracle. XXS gets the BKB off, turns towards the Lina, will take his life once. That's Miracle gone. GH, the uphill miss, keeps him alive. Again, another one, uphill miss again. GH still alive somehow for now. Matuma Man by him, crushed by the rocks of Poker. The Supernova will fall. Miracle, Laguna, the right clicks, SRF goes down. 2 for 2.
Jeez.
Between them there.
SRF died so fast to just the right clicks. The Laguna into like 3 right clicks by the Lina dead. So incredibly squishy, and that was without Mind Control or Kuroki. They kind of took that. That was quite something there.
Blink into Moonshot actually will be the yeah, I'm queued up at the moment. We'll see if he does change that into like the AC.
You'd have to imagine he'd go for armor. Yeah, AC. Yeah. Maybe they want Lina to get it. And as I click on Miracle, he just put an AC into his tab, so.
All right, yeah, we've seen this before.
Okay.
I think it was Miracle on sort of his builds. He does like to get the AC.
I think you might imagine, oh, top. Looks like we're gonna lose Kuro. He's trying to set up some vision. You have to imagine it, like what about Halberd from Matu? Halberd from Matoma Man seems pretty good versus Templar Assassin as well as Enchantress. Could be a viable option, but we'll see what he adapts to go for. Because he's gone for Blink, so it's already unorthodox.
Success going back with some stats and maneuverability as he queues up the Hurricane fight. And Miracle just 1,700 gold away from having a completed subclass. Mid lane, SRF.
Selena is so farmed. 308 last hits.
And he goes in with the jump, in with the slow. Miracle's there with the burst and control.
It doesn't even feel like the Untouchable's there anymore because of the level 20 talent on top of the Fiery Soul with Lina. Just 330 bonus attack speed. Completely penetrates through that Enchantress is untouchable.
Aggressive, wants to kick things off, but he doesn't find the avalanche. Now Matuma Man in with the counter blink play. GH swapping aggressive further and further away from his team. The burst from Miracle back. The second pick off Liquid.
The Blink Dagger. Blink Lifestealer.
Dyer's middle
The surprise
tower has fallen.
has hit twice.
As we sort of said, it was going to turn into one of these games where in the team fights it's so hard for SRF on his Enchantress to do his job. There's so many ways to play around it, and the Blink Dagger really does make his life even more painful. It's very easy for Matuma to just get on top of SRF, and suddenly this hero that can be kicking out thousands of damage in a team fight just doesn't have a chance to do anything because she just dies.
Yeah, and it really does feel like it's XXS and the supports versus the world. Aggressive and SRF feel kind of like non-factors in a lot of these engagements. They just die so quickly. They get like their combo off, let's say, from aggressive, but then that's about it. The Enchantress can't actually stand toe-to-toe versus Liquid in the fight. And, yep, the AC is now finished for Miracle when he goes and picks it up. Or she. As they all go together as a unit. GH even ports top to make sure he's sitting behind mind control. They've got Matumban infested inside. The smoke from IG. Liquid seems to be expecting some kind of rotation since they haven't seen anything in a while. Nothing on the map whatsoever for them. Oh, and the smoke breaks. See it, maybe.
Liquid ready to go straight off the back of, as you're saying, knowing.
As soon as they see the smoke reveal, it's their turn. And Mind Control's also going for Hex this game, by the way. So BKB Dragonlance Hex, no Maelstrom. It's more of a supportish Mirana. Kind of cool. SRF.
They set up for this.
They see him with the ward vision.
The swap, the Fiend's Grip, SRF out of the fight. They got the Durst onto aggressive, chasing him down. From a man, closing the gap with the blink. He's out. Top lane though, Miracle. He's into the base. He's ready to start pushing on to tier 3s. The rest of Liquid are still there around mid lane.
And this Lina kills tier 3s very fast. The tower's no glyph available. Dropped down to 490 HP already.
Heals himself, removing that Fiery Spirit. Sorry, the Fire Spirit's from Q. To a man, quick with the Rage in the backup. They'll go to tier 3.
They can go back for Shrines now.
Irish not quite back up yet.
I think they've got some items coming out in the courier too. That is the Hex now finished up for Mind Control.
Dyer's top shrine is under attack.
Matuma has not changed the build still, by the way. Still has the moon shards in Q. I think he's recognizing it's like, he's kind of like this slicer who does a lot of damage, but he's not going to be hitting the creeps. Like, he's only got 140 last hits compared to 367 on Miracle and 206 on Mind Control.
And we have the Matuma man.
Q gets spotted.
The Terra, or the Blink forward, chasing him. He does have Supernova, but he needs to pop it. And the counterplay. Oh! The Blink comes in. Miracle did get the BKB off. He's able to take down the egg immediately, but they've lost 2 on Liquid. Miracle on the retreat now. For the last few seconds of the BKB. The Liquid will be used up on the side. They're still finding Mind Control, hunting him down. The trap slow hit. As Mind Control jumped upon, he'll go down as well. IG there with the very quick reactions. Baiting them right back. The Supernova shot, again, it's sort of we saw in another game. Sure, the Supernova, the Phoenix always dies, but the time bought for the team fight to be set up and as grouped up as they were, only Miracle really stood a chance as he was able to get his BKB off. The rest of the team caught out by Baboka's combo.
They got the whole combo too. They didn't just get Baboka getting 2 or 3 heroes with everything. It was also the Avalanche plus the Tiny getting a
risky play, Wave of Terror up and again into a couple of seconds. He wants to go for Wave of Terror, no swap, but look who's on it. Baboka outside of the pit with the eyes on GH, tossing him up aggressive. He'll go for the swap, but the Aegis has already been claimed. Miracle has managed to burst the Aegis out of the hands of XXX. The rest of IG starting to regroup. Do they want to get in? Kicks him back, actually helps him dodge the Avalanche there. Mind Control turns. Done onto aggressive, Matuma with the rage back up. Sentry placed down by GH, he's back in the fight in time. They roll away. Swaps him back, cancelled the TP, Q's gone.
All right, they actually chased too far. They kept trying to go for mind control as well as Matumba, and everyone just starts respawning.
Around that shrine, easy access for Liquid to get back to.
After such a huge Roche fight, they end up overcommitting and over-chasing and lose a lot of their advantage out of it.
We've got plenty.
That was so scary there for IG for a second, for XXS at least.
And they've probably got top 2. As IG, just the 3 of them, can they really find a fight? Doesn't look like they can. 2 sets of racks going the way of Liquid.
They still have Glyph available, IG. They don't have 2 of their heroes for 30 seconds though.
He tries to jump in. Immediately Hex, the lockdown, the kill. He buys back immediately. Matumba tries to go towards XXS, but the Hurricane Pike saves it.
He hesitated as he blinked in, right? He blinked in and didn't cast the Boulder Smash right away, and then got hexed.
Liquid back at Miracle. Oh, Miracle once more. He's got back in on his own. Miracle. This is some big balls, but he just goes straight out in the midst of them all. Wow! Oh, the damage, the crit.
Gets rid of Baboka, looking for Q. Q.
Oh, he's got a supernova.
If he crits, does he crit?
Oh.
It does not crit on any of them.
Doesn't crit. Oh. $13K lead now for Liquid.
So much gold, they just got through all that. Finishing up tons of items.
Yeah, Soda Crest
see them all picked up. Yeah.
New shot, of course, was bought by Matumba Man. Woka has to be careful with these hexes in play.
SRF has now dropped below GH on the net worth, by the way. This Ench not having a good time.
Success. Pretty much got the money for the Shiva, for the Hex himself, but would put his buyback on the line.
He's too important. That's the problem. He's everything for this team. It's him and the supports, like we were saying, like Aggressive and SRF just have so much trouble in the fights. Aggressive got that one situation where he got a great combo on top of Babokas, but besides that, it's been very, very difficult for them to actually get involved in anything. Look at Miracle. Looks like he's trying to set up for something on his own as he keeps the Fiery Stole stacks going and Shadow Blades toward top. Toward Aggressive, who is looking to push out the waves.
I mean, if
Aggressive.
He finds the stone, he has the damage, surely.
Miracle looks a little bit afraid.
Yeah, Aggressive TPing back. Joining the rest of his team. They'll soon be forced to pull together the defense. Roshan not up for a few more minutes. At least. Yeah, Mind Control actually going to go for the Skadi, so just standing up. After his Hex pickup.
He's going to have quite a lot of health. Going to be nearing 3,000 mark. And that'll be quite annoying for a TA to deal with. And oh, actually it was it's an Orchid picked up by XXS rather than the Hex. So going for the Bloodthorn.
Okay. And Miracle did find Q, out alone. IG's going to try and fight, but the Hex comes out immediately. Aggressive going in with the combo onto Matumba Man and Kuroki. Kuroki's still alive for now. They'll get the silence onto Matumba Man with the impetuses. Is it enough damage? It is, and he's up to the high ground. Moonlight Shadow pop. Q buys back.
Miracle's coming. He TP'd to the fight with the bots.
Baboka rolling himself back up. And the rest of his team has to be careful here on this defense. Who gets caught out? Observer Ward drop down inside the base. They do have a sentry, but there, GH gets the swap back. The Hex, the grip, but the stone cancels the Fiend's grip. Is it enough to actually save XXS? He'll get the chance to pop the BKB. Looking towards Kuro. XXS has to get himself some way out of this one. They found Matumba Man though. They'll look towards Lina. The Hurricane Pike play, pushing him back to safety. The Supernova's out, so Liquid, they have to retreat. They did get 2.
They got the big one. They got the important one. Dude, Miracle tipped in the middle of that fight. He killed Baboka on the side and then tipped him while they were still fighting.
XXS does have buyback. Unfortunately, yeah, we see the gold change, XP change, but we don't see the important thing, the tips exchange. Can we get that added, please, Val?
I can't believe he tipped in the... Like, I saw him stop moving in the middle of the fight to open up the scoreboard and tip him. Like, oh my god.
Cool. A lot of wards and sentries down now. It's a little riskier for him to get away with these sort of plays.
Yeah. TA does have buyback, and Baboka is respawning.
Yeah. It's no super number for 50 seconds. That's also, yeah, no Matumba man for 20.
You know, I love seeing too. I saw in the little fight recap, it's like when some things pop up and see how many times people tread swap. We're 40 minutes in the game. Mind Control has 1,800 mana, and he's tread swapping for like the intelligence to get the mana.
Sufficiency.
I love it. See right there, he just tread swapped in to go to arrow the creep.
Just Oda.